Blue moon alert, Capricorn. Saturn is retrograde in Scorpio all month long, all through July. And the Sun is trine Saturn on the 21st. Now, let's see how your ruling planet of Saturn affects you this month, Capricorn. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. Thank you for joining us. This is an angelic horoscope transmission from your guardian angel Uriel, the guardian angel who resides over all the earth signs, and your specific Capricorn angel Hanael, who resides over your cardinal, earth, nature, and these are his messages for you in love, money, and health. Okay, first, the love transmission, the priority. Okay, this is going to be quite a month. Now, there's a blue moon this month. The first full moon of the month takes place on the 1st of July. And in the beginning of the full moon, according to Greenwich Mean Time, it's going to be in Sagittarius for just a few hours before it then moves into Capricorn. But it's 100% light on the 1st and 100% light on the 2nd. Now, it's going to spend, the full moon is going to spend the majority of its time in Capricorn. So what's going to happen is, regarding your relationships, you're going to feel a great anticipation. You're going to feel like something is going to happen while it's in Sagittarius for just a little while, and then when it moves, of course, your astrocartography comes into play, but this is, again, for the Greenwich Mean Time. Basically, after it moves into Capricorn, the first full moon, you're going to get a feeling that you're becoming more important to the people you care about. And since the first full moon this month is in your sign the majority of its time, you're going to find that you really are beginning to become more significant to your significant others. Your relationships in your family, with your family members, your relationships with your friends, even your relationships at work that we'll get into a little bit later in the money transmission from Hanael. But for now, just understand that even, your romantic and love relationships, your spousal relationships, they're going to become more stable, and they're going to slow down a little, but become more stable. And you'll become more, again, important. And this is because you'll see exactly how you need to build the relationships as one builds a brick wall. It's very simple. One stone upon another with good mortar in between, and that mortar, of course, is love. It's what holds things together. But love is not just some syrupy, sappy feeling. Love is commitment, and you understand that. So you're able to see how all the hard work that you've done comes to fruition in July with this first full moon. Spends a little time in Sagittarius and quickly moves into Capricorn, but both times 100% light on the 1st and on the 2nd. Okay, now on the 15th there is a new moon in Cancer, and that is going to cause a lot of people, including you, to have a lot of sad tears. You're going to be crying crocodile tears. So sloppy emotions, messy feelings, undisciplined feelings are going to come up for everybody. Now, you're an earth sign, and earth and water signs are a little more susceptible to this because earth and water are the feminine signs, whereas the air and fire are the masculine signs of the zodiac. So just understand that this new moon, if you can keep yourself focused, you'll be able to see exactly how to plant your ideas and what you want into the hearts and minds of others, because they're going to be very kind of overly emotional, and they're going to be susceptible to this, and especially other earth signs or water signs. But because your cardinal Earth, you have a little bit more fiery aspect to you because you're fire of Earth. So you'll be able to, again, plant your will into the minds and hearts of others that don't have quite so much of a fiery will about them. Okay? Now, and just again, keep yourself focused and disciplined during this particular new moon, and you'll be sure to win in your romantic, familial, and friendship relationships, and even, again, in your business world, in your workaday world. Now, still, though, within the love transmission from Hanael, on the 31st of July, there is a full moon in the sign of Aquarius, the water bearer. And Aquarius, as you know, is fixed air. It's not a water sign. It's an air sign, fixed air. But it's called the water bearer. And the full moon in Aquarius is going to cause an intense release of karmic merits, like those romantic or love or relationship merits, the good merits that you have built up, that the goat has built up. They're going to be released in a manner where they can then gain you reward in like manner. So, the merits and merits are going to be counted, basically, with this full moon in Aquarius. So this is part of what we said earlier. It's kind of a fulfillment of the earlier part on the first, where all the good work that we mentioned that you've done begins to come to fruition because of the first full moon moving into Capricorn for most of the first full moon, and then the 31st, again, being in Aquarius, sort of a general unleashing of everybody's good karma. So those who've stored up the most good karma, of course, will do the best. It's just like, when they free up monies and your money has been stored up nicely, then when they free it up, then you have a lot to utilize at your discretion. And this is the same kind of thing. It's just with merits in relationship, sort of people calling in their markers, people calling in favors. Now, everybody's going to be doing that. But some people have actual real merit, and people feel they owe them. So those who have real merit will do very well. Okay. Now for Hanael's money transmission, of course, coming through the mighty earth angel Uriel. The money transmission from Hanael is that it's a good month to give some attention to detail and to care about the small details when it comes to finances, because Saturn's retrograde in Scorpio all month. It's a little bit difficult to move ahead with creative projects. So what you want to do is revisit some of the creative projects or, that kind of investments that you've already done in business or work or whatnot. And you want to revisit them, and you want to sort of pay attention to the smaller details, because if you don't, you'll feel like you're not getting anywhere, that you're going backwards when it comes to money or when it comes to, finances, your what you've accomplished at work. So what you want to do is you want to use the time wisely, because, this is just for this month. Use your time wisely. And then, when Saturn goes direct, you'll have a lot of this small details attended to, and then you will have that much more fuel to speed you forward in your goals. So take this time to pay attention to small details while Saturn's retrograde in Scorpio. You're going to have good relationships and be able to make good deals with Leos on the 21st, and you're going to be able to make good deals with Virgo and Gemini on the 22nd. And that's because of the Sun and Mercury being trine Saturn on those days respectively, which we'll get to in the afterglow at the planetary aspects that we go over for you later on. Okay, for your health transmission from Hanael and Uriel. Capricorn. Okay, with Saturn retrograde in Scorpio, it can cause sort of difficulties in the root chakra and in the lower extremities. And you might find that you feel sluggish. So you want to make sure that you don't get a pooling of too much fluid or circulation in the lower extremities. You want to, make sure that any way that you can make sure you get some form of stretching and exercise for your body, especially walking and those kind of things, that kind of thing. Whatever you're into for exercising, especially the lower part of the body, you want to go ahead and do that because it's important because of the sluggishness of the root chakra and the legs. So this month, you might also want to revisit if you've healed the root chakra, the sexual organs, the legs, the lower extremities. What you need to do is revisit and heal those areas again. Now, chakra work, you want to balance this month of the root chakra. Okay, and some of you might want to work on the second chakra, but it's really more the first chakra and the legs, which is part of the first chakra, the root chakra. So just balance again, and you don't want to overstimulate the area, but what you do want to do is you want to make sure that you have a deeper healing from any problems that you've had. And chakra work can be dangerous, and it can cause problems if you don't know what you're doing and you're not an expert yourself, because it's very powerful. So please see some kind of expert in chakra work, Qigong masters, Kali Masada masters, martial arts masters, if you're not, again, an expert yourself. Or if you have health problems, see your physician, whatever type of physician you prefer to go to, whether it's allopathic, homeopathic, or naturopathic, or acupuncturist. All right, now to get into your afterglow, we're going to go over some of the planetary facets that we feel are important for you this month, that we highlight for you. Again, Saturn is retrograde in Scorpio throughout July. And again, there's a blue moon on the first full moon's in Sagittarius on the 1st, quickly moving into Capricorn, 100% light on the 1st and the 2nd of July. On the 8th, Mercury is in conjunct Saturn, in conjunct. So it's a little bit of a difficulty or challenge between you and Gemini and Virgo. That clears up later on in the month. And happy 4th of July to America. Happy birthday, America. On the 15th, again, that new moon in Cancer, the crab, that is going to cause those sloppy emotions and make others sort of susceptible to people who have a focused will. A little bit of fire in their belly. On the 21st, the Sun trine Saturn. Again, that's good for you and Leo's, Capricorn. On the 22nd, that's a good day for you and Gemini and Virgo because it's a Mercury trine Saturn. And on the 31st, interesting, we have a full moon or a blue moon in Aquarius. Again, sort of a releasing of karma. And this is one caveat we mentioned in the health transmission from Hane and Uriel, that you could have, that you need to maybe balance the legs and the root chakra because of a sluggishness. Other people might be experiencing sort of the kundalini coming from their root chakra up to their crown, but that'll be difficult for you. So you might want to work with Kali Masada, but check with the Kali Masada master because that's very difficult work sometimes. Okay. All right, Capricorn, thank you for joining us. I'm Pastor Rosemary, Astrology Angel, and join us again next month.